So I just got done watching the first season of Classroom of the Elite as I'm recording this video right now. The show is about these students that attend this school called Tokyo Metropolitan Advanced Nurturing High School. That's a mouthful. Which is known to be a prestigious school. Students go on to get good employment or go to a good college after they finish, but the school doesn't seem to be so pleasant as it may sound. The school has a certain group of students ranked in each class. Class A, B, C, and D. Each set of students are placed in a class based on how they act. So we're going to focus on Class D since that's what the show revolves around. And the two main characters of the show, Kiyotaka Ayonakoji and Suzune Horikita. You'll have to excuse me if I mispronounce these Japanese names. The students get put in Class D based on their performance during the first month. They're gifted points, money that they can live off of basically. Because the school has dorms, they'll be living there for 3 years. I believe they gave them 100 grand. They blow it all on useless stuff such as makeup, video games, karaoke, etc. The students don't pay attention and study in class, then come to find out that they're not going to be given any more points because they've shown that they are not mature enough to handle all the money basically, which is understandable. If I was their age and given 100 grand, do you know how many times I'd be in the booty club? Anyway, to earn their points back, they are going to have to study and work hard for it. As the show goes on, the school watches them and puts them through certain tests. For example, one of the students from Class D gets framed for beating up some of the students from Class C. The school wants to see how Class D is going to work together to help get him out of the situation. They also get put through this survival test where they have to live in this jungle for a week. It was kind of dumb. At one point, a spy from Class C steals a girl's panties. That's another thing about this show. The leaders of each class, like Class C, wants to take over Class A, and Class A wants to remain the top class. Classes can leap in front of each other by gaining more points. But the girl whose panties got stolen, I can't remember her freaking name. She's crying and the females are making a big deal out of it. Starts accusing the guys and going through their stuff. Yeah, let's worry about some missing panties. Instead of worrying about finding some more food, surviving another night, focusing on somebody who's trying to fuck us over, forget about that. The panties are more important. One of the things that stand out to me is the animation or the artwork of the show. The characters look pretty and shiny, more so the women. It's one of those animes, everyone is a specific color or multicolor. Again, they look shiny. They're like walking, talking Christmas lights. Another thing that stands out is the guys actually get kind of physical with the females. They don't hit them, well, except for this one girl. She got thrown into this railing when they were on this cruise. But I mean, they grab them by their collars and look like they're about to do their Ike Turner impression. So let's talk about some of the characters. Again, you'll have to excuse me if I botch the names. Kiyotaka Ayonakoji. He's quiet, keeps to himself. I like this character, and he's probably the only character in the show that I like, probably because I can relate to him a little bit. There isn't a whole lot about his background, I would say. About 4 times in the show, you'll see glimpses of his past. The first flashback is he's standing next to these kids and this little boy collapses and he's grabbing his chest. The second vision, the children are doing this test and this guy, who apparently must be his father, is standing over him, giving him some advice. Can't remember exactly what he said, but he finds himself in situations where he helps some of the other students. Seems like he tries to help Horikita gain some friends and is always willing to lend a helping hand, and he's a genuine person, or so I thought. At the end of the show, Horikita is talking to him, saying that she doesn't need allies, and he's speaking in his mind to himself that he doesn't care about people. People are just pawns to him. He'll do whatever it takes for him to win. That was probably the best part of the show. It was a nice cliffhanger. Don't have him change that mindset. Have him use it and stab people in the back. Then at some point, have Horikita try to take him down, stop him from whatever it is he wants to do. That's my thought. Just have him be a villain. Suzune Horikita. She's cold and mean to people, determined and goal-oriented, also brutally honest with you, which you kind of like. She says she doesn't need friends, but doesn't mind talking and being around Ayonakoji, for whatever reason. But her mean personality, I would say, is a front, as she wants to be in Class A. Her brother is a student council president. She wants to prove to her brother that she isn't worthless and that she can be great at something. I think that's why she pushes people away. She probably thinks having friends and being vulnerable would be a weakness, could prevent her from achieving her goal. Manabu Horikita, her brother. He's the student council president of the school. He looks down on his sister. He strives for excellence. When I was talking about Kiyotaka being the villain of the story and Horikita going against him at some point, I would like to see these two come together and help bring Kiyotaka down in case he gets out of hand. That would be a big moment for Horikita, because if they are working together, then that would mean she finally got the respect from her brother. Sai Shabashira, the teacher of Class D. If a woman like her was teaching me when I was in high school nothing but certain fantasies would go through my brain. Anyway, she's serious about her job. At first she acted as if she didn't care what her students were doing. She would be teaching in a very boring manner, and her class would be on their phones and sleeping and just not paying attention. Sai was paying attention. When she told they weren't getting more points, she belittled them, never really shows any kind of emotion. She's also the one that explained the S system to the class, which is basically the more class D does well on their tests that the school gives them, they gain more points to be able to jump ahead of the other classes. Sai realizes that Kiyotaka is a lot smarter than he looks and wants Horikita to realize that at some point in the show. If there's another character outside of Kiyotaka that I'm interested in, it's her. She seems like she has a lot of skeletons in her closet. Kikyo Kushida. I knew something was up with this bitch from the very beginning. As soon as she said she wants to be friends with everyone in school. I mean, who the hell wants to be friends with everyone that they meet? Kushida comes off as a nice and super sweet person, but underneath that, she's a complete psycho. Kiyotaka was going after her to give her phone one night. She's screaming, kicking the rail, saying how much she hates Horikita. Her phone goes off, giving Ayano Koji his hiding spot away, and in order to keep him from telling anyone about her outburst, she puts his hand on her breast and threatens to tell everyone that Ayano Koji raped her, which is crazy. Now you could say that he should have pulled his hand back, but what I'm trying to say is that it's scary how a girl can easily screw up a guy's reputation and his life by doing something like that. A girl can point the finger at somebody and say he sexually harassed me and the world will stop and people will believe her. But a guy can say I was with some girl one night, went home with her, I fell asleep, I believe she drugged me because I can't remember what happened, and then I woke up and my lower half was sore. No one will give two shits. No one. It's crazy. It's crazy. Kakeru Ryun. He's a dick and acts like a crime lord in Class C. The dude has henchmen working for him, especially this big black dude named Albert. He wants to rule over the school probably because he believes he can do anything that he wants and there will be no repercussions to his actions. So that's some of the characters. There's plenty more. I give the show season 1 a 5 out of 10, a decent grade on my grading scale. That's how my grading scale works. I think the show is decent. Not a lot of characters stands out to me. There isn't one character that I think of and say to myself, I hope I get to see so-and-so in this episode, or all right, it's so-and-so, yay, you know. Majority of the cast is bland, bleh. Everyone looks like night lights. They're so shiny. I like the storyline. I like the underhanded tactics that goes on within the school. But all in all, I would say the show is decent, bleh. So hopefully season 2 will be a lot better. I'm aware that it's going on right now. I would assume that it's almost over, or it probably is over by now. Maybe it just ended. So please like and subscribe. I am now doing anime content. That's right, I am just doing anime content. I made a video recently talking about that. Please go check out that video if you want to know why I'm going to be doing solely anime content. So if you're an anime fan, please like and subscribe. Give me a chance. And that is it. I am out.